All right, thanks so much for tuning in here to Game 2 of the doubleheader tonight here in the David McMullen Gymnasium. We've got the Hampton Huskies visiting here with a very small squad in terms of numbers. Looks like only 7 boys making the trip up against the Harvey Lakers. Harvey also a bit of a smaller squad this year. 9 on the roster, only 8 dressed to play tonight. So all these boys should get a lot of court time. Looking forward to a good matchup. If you're just tuning in, the JV girls dropped 4 sets to the Hampton girls. Hampton is a double A school. Lakers are single A, so these are exhibition matchups, but still, of course, you want to make sure you win them all. And this is actually the first home game for Coach Adam Barrio and Logan Fraser-Cole's JV boys. I believe they've played a couple away games. Not sure if any of them were league or not. But of course, these boys, a lot of them played together at the middle school level. They had some success there. Looking forward to transitioning that into the JV league. As Barrio kind of goes over the starting lineup now, we'll see who's getting out there. Is Coach Brittany Allaby doing the same with her Hampton Huskies. We'll thank the folks working behind the scenes as well tonight for making the stream possible. Big thanks to our referee tonight, Al Barrio. I believe that's no relation to Adam Barrio. And big thanks to Cadence McMillan down there at the minor officiating table working the scoreboard, as well as Violet McDonald keeping track of things on what I used to call the score sheet. I guess it's an iPad now, which I didn't realize. But, yep, big thanks to both of them. Abby McDonald also down there at the Don Fletcher table for minor officiating. Not sure if she's just kind of supervising or if there's another job as well. But we got the teams lined up now. Referee Barrio just going over some final lineup things, as looks like a couple more of these Huskies have finally arrived, as we see a couple boys jog to the bench quickly with their gym bags. So we might get a few more rotating in as the game goes on. No such luck for the Lakers, but your starting 6, it looks like it will be number 29, Luke Riley, number 24, Logan Donahue, number 4, Ryan McElwain, number 3, Finn Vautour, number 1, Jake Riley, and number 10, Griffin Hanna. Fairly young squad out there for the Lakers. We've got 5 players in grade 9. Luke Riley, the lone grade 10, as well as Silas Whitehall on the bench wearing number 16. He's in grade 11. And Isaiah Lopena, I'm not sure what grade he's in. I believe it's grade 10. He's wearing number 11. We'll see both of them rotated in as the game goes on. Referee Barrio calls the teams back over to their coaches. Looks like we're figuring out some last-minute stuff, possibly with that score iPad. I do see Violet McDonald and Abigail McDonald both kind of looking it over there. Big thanks up here in the booth as well to Winter Daniels, who's going to help us on the camera. We always appreciate getting new folks involved in the stream, so big thanks to her for stepping up and helping us make sure we have some commentary, because when it's just one person up here, we can't really do the full commentary the way we'd like to, so it is appreciated. I think the athletes appreciate it, the viewers as well, so big thanks, Winter. We'll take a moment to shout out our corporate sponsors as well. Big thanks to Scott Pierce at RE/MAX East Coast Elite Realty and the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs. Our sponsors help us to improve the viewing experience, and if you are interested in being a sponsor, we'd love the support. My contact information should be in the video description there, david.white@nbed.nb.ca. And as we mentioned, those sponsorships help make sure we can keep the stream team growing, keep more kids involved, allow for better equipment. We're looking at some options to have some cameras on the ground, some exciting stuff. Hopefully by the midpoint of the volleyball season, we'll have a net camera for you as well. We were able to get that going during basketball, and that was thanks to our sponsors. Just got to work out how we're going to mount it to that volleyball net, as it's a little different from the basketball situation. Yeah, not sure what's going on here, as definitely a couple of the minor officials and the referee are all huddled over what is kind of the scorer's iPad. So there may have been a problem with the software, maybe a change that had to be made with the lineups, with some of those Huskies arriving late. Not sure what it is, but both coaches trying to keep their players warm. A lot of anticipation here, as a good chunk of them have been waiting since 5:30 when the JV girls game started. So I'm sure they're itching to get out there and start playing, but Got to make sure everything's in order first, even with these exhibition games. Tried to check the NBIAA website to get you some results. Unfortunately, I think they're in a bit of a transition period as I couldn't see any inputted results for either of these teams. And actually kind of got redirected, to the senior squads multiple times. So not sure how these teams are doing, although the girls from Hampton were very strong. They beat the Lakers by double digits in 3 of their 4 sets. They are a AA school as well, so pulling from a larger student population. As we mentioned, though, these Laker boys, a good chunk of them, I'd say at least, 5 of those 6 starters, played together in middle school with these same coaches as well, Barrio and Fraser Cole, a couple of recent alumni, and they had some success. I believe they won one of the middle school banners. So some of these boys have seen some success and developed some chemistry. Not sure if that's the same on the Hampton side, but for the Lakers anyways, they do have that going for them. Oh, kind of look around. There's a lot of banners in this gym, so it's kind of hard to see which is which. I don't see the middle school boys up right now. It's mostly the senior boys that are up more recently. I don't see the junior boy or the middle school boys from last year, although a lot of those players who are now in grade 9, definitely some strong athletes among them. Still going over things at the scorer's table. I wish I had a bit more to tell you right now, but we haven't even seen any action yet, so can't even break down some of the previous games. We'll give you a look at what's to come, though. As we mentioned, this is the junior boys' first home game of the season. They have played some away games, but they do have 4 more home games on the schedule. They are playing here next Wednesday. That game is kicking off at 6 p.m. as it is not a doubleheader. It's just one. It will be the visiting Sussex Sonics taking on these Lakers. That's Wednesday, April 3rd at 6 p.m. And then after that, you'll want to tune in for the first senior game of the season. The senior teams tend to play triple headers where 2 visiting teams will come to Harvey and they'll play a game between each of them. Those tend to be just 2 or 3 set games as opposed to the full 5 we're expecting tonight. But on Thursday, April 4th, the senior girls will take on the Grand Manan Community School Breakers, that game starting at 4:30, after which we will have Grand Manan and Sir James Dunn Academy Algonquins out of St. Andrews playing kind of a neutral site game, and finally the girls will wrap it up with the Lakers against those same St. Andrews Algonquins at 6:30. So you're going to want to tune in next week, Wednesday and Thursday. Lots of volleyball here to come at the David McMullen Gymnasium. We hope for lots of volleyball here tonight as well, but the teams have kind of started grabbing balls and warming up again, so who knows how long this delay is going to take. We'll go off the air right now, but we'll be back once the action starts. All right, there's that sound. We love to hear it. The referee's whistle, which I hope means some play is imminent. I think the players believe that as well, as we've got them lined up. Not sure if there's any changes made on the Huskies side with some of these new additions, although I do see their number 1 in a gray jersey, who I assume is the libero. We don't actually have a number 1 on the roster right now, although I've got 10 names here. And only 10 boys. So I think by process of elimination, we should be able to figure it out. Do I see a number 2? I don't see a number 2 down there. So I'm going to go ahead and say that is the guy I've got listed at number 2, Cole Chiswell, wearing the gray number 1 jersey. And apologies if there are any mistakes there. Although, you know what? I don't see a number 3 either, and I do have a number 3, Patrick Brown, on the roster, unless that's him right at the net front who's kind of rotated awkwardly. No, that's number 8. So, I cannot say with any certainty who that player is. I've got a number 4, Evan D, sitting on the bench right now, alongside number 6, Henry Titus. Do I have a number 7, Riker Richard? I do. He's at the front of the net. Number 8, Michael Alexander, also up there. Number 9, I think this is number 9, kind of in the server's position. It is indeed. That's Eddie Caines. Number 12, Nick Webb. I do not see. Oh, no, I do see him now. Yeah, he's just rotated away there in the back corner. Number 14, Ben English, and number 15, Nick Bursey, all accounted for. So I've got a number 2 and a number 3 on my roster, Cole Chiswell and Patrick Brown. They're not wearing those jerseys, but there is a number 10 down there, as well as a libero in the number 1 jersey. So it's either Chiswell or Brown. We apologize for that. Hopefully we'll get it sorted out before the game is over. Lakers do not dress a libero, as unfortunately the delay continues. I'm going to go ahead and say it's got to be a software thing, as we do see the referee with the iPad here. He's bringing it over to the visiting coach. So again, we'll go silent, and we'll keep the stream running, but we'll just take a quick break as the boys go back to warming up, and we'll be back once things are figured out. All right, thanks so much for sticking with us. We are finally almost ready to go as teams get lined up. I believe the issue with the scoring iPad was solved. So referee Barrio just checking over the rotation, and he's going to head for the chair in a moment, grabbing his water bottle there, and we will get started. It is the Lakers serving first out there for the home side. It is number 3, Finn Vautour, number 29, Luke Riley, number 1, Jake Riley, number 4, Ryan McElwain, number 10, Griffin Hanna, and serving is number 24, Logan Donahue. Here we go. Nice set by Hampton, and that's punched over by number 8, Michael Alexander. So it's the Huskies who strike first here, and they're going to get the service. And here's number 7, Riker Richard, or Richard, stepping back as we're going to get a big jump serve here. Jake Riley fields that nicely. Set back to Eddie Caines, and it'll be number 12, Nick Webb, setting it over. Here's Ryan McElwain, but again, it's Alexander at the front of the net, just responding directly, and it's something we saw with the JV girls as well. Just a really strong net front game from the JV Hampton Huskies, on the girls' side at least, and the boys out to a strong start as well. They got a lot of tall players there. As here's another jump serve from Richard, but Lakers thought it was going out. Referee Barrio calls it otherwise, so that is 3-0 so far. And the visitors out to a strong lead. Here's Richard again. Jake Riley, kept alive by number 15, Nick Bursey, and the Huskies sends it over. Here's McElwain with the set. Griffin Hanna, big hit at the front of the net. And there's the Lakers' first point. It's a nice way to get them, too. As Hanna, grade 9 player. Actually, we were mentioning at the beginning of the stream, there are a lot of grade 9s on this team. Only 8 players, 5 of them in grade 9, and all 5 of them starting right now as well. Here's Richard. Bursey will send it over on the third hit, right over to Jake Riley. McElwain over to Luke Riley looking cross-court, but Bursey's there. Front of the net, Luke Riley goes up, sends it over, but I believe his hand crossed over the top of the net. Luke Riley, prolific basketball player. I'm told he has a couple highlight reel videos out there, but I don't know how much volleyball he's played. He's been recruited, I'm told, by the coaches. As Logan Donahue sends that out of bounds. Caines McMillan almost able to play that, but Abby McDonald pushes it out of the way at that Don Fletcher scoring table. Service from Alexander. High, but catches the top of the net, so Lakers will take that point. 2-5 here in the early going. Missed a point, sorry about that, as it's Ryan McElwain back to serve now. Jump serve as well. That goes low over to Eddie Caines. And this time the block is good. Nice work by Luke Riley jumping up there to stuff the ball. So Lakers showing they're not going to give up the front of the net that easily. As here's McElwain again. Had some power, but not quite the accuracy he was hoping for. That'll fall out of bounds. Hampton has doubled up the home side here in the early going. Nick Bursey from the far side, rather. Might be left-handed, I guess, kind of looking cross-court, but catches the top of the net. And here's Jake Riley now. Bursey fields it well. Over to Richard, and big hit as Ryan McElwain, I don't even know if he knows what he was going for there, kind of just puts up his hands to protect himself and sends the ball over to the coaches. So Huskies will take the point. And that's number 12, Nick Webb, sending it. Lakers scrambling a bit, pinballs around, and ultimately out of bounds. So this AA squad takes an early lead, 8-4. Lakers have their work cut out for them here. Here's Webb again. Jake Riley, direct response. Caines has it with the pass. Richard, back to Caines, volleys to the back row. Ryan McElwain is there. Here's Finn Vautour. Luke Riley winds up for the hit, but good heads-up play by Finn Vautour, keeping that alive. Third hit, and again it's stuffed by Luke Riley, but unfortunately the ball falls out of bounds. I think that's still a good play, although you can see Adam Barrio himself, a prolific blocker in his volleyball days, giving Luke Riley a few pointers on the angle there. Griffin Hanna tries to move to get that. Sends it under the net. So the Huskies have hit double digits now as Nick Webb back to serve. Webb, nice serve up and over. Jake Riley, direct response, and kind of caught the Huskies sleeping. Nice work by Jake Riley, as I believe that was Richard. Couldn't quite get there in time. Had to go all the way across the court. Here's Luke Riley now. Serve falls short, though. So the teams trade points. It is 11-5 in favor of the black and white. It's Ben English now. Serve drifts over to McElwain. Saved by Griffin Hanna, but only momentarily as ball comes to the referee's chair. Lakers probably can't get there in time. Here's English again. Nice service. Luke Riley gets that over to Finn Vautour. Third hit from McElwain sends it over. Nice scramble by the Lakers as they reset defensively. And again, McElwain keeps it alive. Finn Vautour, Griffin Hanna with the hit. So really nice scrambles. The ball is out of bounds, but Lakers doing well recovering here. However, it is the Hampton Huskies taking the point. 13-5 they lead now as we kind of pass the halfway mark of this first set. Vautour sending it over. Riley keeps it alive. Vautour, the soccer player, trying to reach out with his foot. I think he made contact, but couldn't direct it up. Yeah, a lot of these guys multi-sport athletes. I know Vautour plays a lot of soccer. Luke Riley, well, a lot of these guys, big basketball players, but Luke Riley especially playing on a prep team. I think Griffin Hanna was playing football for a while, as well as possibly Logan Donahue. So, kind of see how that translates to volleyball. A lot of natural athleticism, I think, which is why you see these scramble plays working out so well. Looking back row, but McElwain gets there in time. Here's Vautour. Hanna sending it back corner. Really nice recovery by Nick Bursey, keeping that alive. Volleyed over by Alexander. And there's Griffin Hanna, powerful hit. There were blockers there, but he just punched it through. Really nice work by number 10 in the green and gold. As we'll get Cole Chiswell, the libero, checking in that gray jersey. Doesn't look like the Lakers have one. As Finn Vautour with the nice service. It's directed to the front of the net, but sets up McElwain nicely. And the Lakers trying to get a bit of momentum in their favor. Big hits like that from Hanna and McElwain will certainly help. And here's Vautour now. Couple of dribbles and sets up for the jump serve, and a bit of miscommunication there. Bursey and Webb, not sure who's going to get that, so I don't know if that's technically an ace where there's a tiny bit of contact, but either way, Lakers will take the point. That's 14-8 as they try to claw back into this. It's Vautour again. Serve comes cleanly to Webb, who sends it over, but Hanna responding at the front of the net, and now it's the Lakers' turn to go on a bit of a run. They've cut the lead to 5 now. So here comes another good one. Libero takes that. Richard with the set, and again, that was Hanna, I believe, at the front of the net. Lakers with McElwain, Hanna, and Donahue all up front there. All three of them dangerous players. Here's Vautour again. Good consistent service as Richard one-handed gets that to Alexander, but McElwain's there. Tipped by Hanna over to Donahue. And now Richard sends it over. Donahue looking cross-court up tight. Richard to Alexander, and he picks his spot well. Gets it just in front of the leg of Vautour. And the Huskies break up that nice little service run by Finn Vautour and get the ball back on their side. Here's Eddie Caines wearing number 9. He serves that well, and there's Vautour again using his feet. And Hanna, I think, brought that over the top of the net. So tough break. Barry was making those tough calls. It's a hard one to catch in real time. As Vautour gets that. Over to Donahue, punches it over. Sorry, just catching up on the scoreboard. 10-16 is your score. Here's McElwain. Over to Hanna. And it's Alexander sending it. McElwain again. Hanna winding up, but volleys it back. Good heads-up play by Chiswell. Keeping it alive, but pass from Alexander. No one there in time. So after that good rally, the Lakers will take it. Huskies were starting to pull away, but the Lakers have some life in them. Let's see if they can claw back. Here's Logan Donahue. High service. That falls to Alexander. Richard putting it up, and Bursey winds up for the hit. Luke Riley, good work in the back corner, keeping that alive. There's Hannah, and again at the front of the net. Goes up for the block, but it's not necessary, as no Husky can get there. Lakers get the points, and Donahue will get another serve. This one's a misfire, though, as that goes wide right. And it will be the Huskies getting the service back. They lead by 5. Still plenty of ball to play, though, in this first exhibition set. Richard, he got things started, had a bit of a run to start things off, but that jump serve catches the top of the net. So Lakers lucky to escape without surrendering too many points, and now they've got Griffin Hannah capable of some jump serves of his own. Well, just elect a regular one this time. Bursey with the pass. Alexander volleying it over. Hannah calling it clearly. Good communication from the Lakers, and that'll be Jake Riley sending it cross court. Here's Bursey again. Hannah to McElwain. Luke Riley set it up, and that catches Bursey, who keeps it alive, but on the third hit, they can't quite get there. Kind of caught Bursey by surprise. Good heads-up play by Eddie Keynes on the second hit, but no one could get there in time in the black and white jerseys. So Lakers get a point. They've cut the lead to 3. They were trailing by 7 or 8 earlier. So they've done a nice job staying with it, and that ball out of bounds. There's another one for Griffin Hannah. Hannah again, wearing number 10. One of 5 grade 9s on the court. Luke Riley in grade 10. Silas Whitehall and Isaiah Lopena will also rotate in. Whitehall in grade 11, not quite sure about Isaiah. Grade 10, thank you, Winter. Yep, appreciate that. Yeah, big thanks to Winter on the camera here. As this ball comes over to Richard, second hit, and from the back, it's Chiswell. And really nice dig by Finn Vautour sending it over. Jake Riley gets hands on it, falls to the Lakers side, but brother Luke is there to save it. Here's Bursey on the third hit. Jake Riley, but yeah, I think that was a little too far behind him. Guilty of a lift there. So Huskies kind of stopped the bleeding there. They still have the lead, but it is much smaller than it was. Down to a 2-point lead as we get into the final third of this first set. McElwain at the front of the net. Here's Jake Riley volleying at back row. Alexander to Richard. Bursey sends it up. Jake Riley to Ryan McElwain. Luke Riley winding up for a big hit. English gets hands on it, trying to block, but it's not enough. As that's a good, powerful hit to power through the defender and set up a potentially game-tying serve by Ryan McElwain. Up and through. Must have just skimmed one of the trusses up on the ceiling as that went over, as that is called out of play. So here's McElwain now. Got by Chiswell, Richard, and hit over by Nick Webb. And it's the Huskies with the lead again, 19-18. Real nail-biter finish here. As Nick Bursey. Looks like he's a bit of a southpaw. Yep. No, that was his right hand. Not sure why he's lining up over there. It's Luke Riley sends it over. And we're all tied up again at 19. Just a reminder, you do have to win by 2 points. So if they keep going back so closely, we may go into extra points. 25's that magic number, but you got to win by 2. It's Richard. Third hit by Kane, sending it over. McElwain to Vautour. Luke Riley looking back row, catching them unawares. Good work by Chiswell, the libero, staying awake. Here's McElwain to Vautour. Big hit by Luke Riley this time, and that's blocked successfully by Ben English, kind of redeeming himself for that earlier point. Lakers tried to keep it alive, had a couple hits at the front of the net, but those are really tough when it's in tight. Here's Webb. Good discipline by Jake Riley, letting that go out of bounds, so we're all tied up yet again. Luke Riley now. Sends it cross court. English to Richard. Big windup as number 9, Eddie Keynes, looks cross court. McElwain might have got a shoe under it, but couldn't elevate enough to get it to a teammate. So Lakers out of luck on that one. Goes up and will hit the ceiling. So Lakers get the point. And again, if you're just tuning in, after a big Hampton lead, Lakers have come back to tie it up. It's been real tight since about 17-18. Here's Richard. Back to Alexander, but Griffin Hanna is there. Nice block by number 10. Lakers lead for what I believe is the first time this set. And just at the perfect time, Finn Vautour had a great run earlier. Let's see if he can recapture some of that magic. Here it comes. Jump serve from Vautour. Fielded well by English. Richard putting it up. Alexander looking. Nice work by Luke Riley, keeping that alive in the second level. Huskies scrambling now. Richard has to send it from the setter's position, and he does. And here's the block. Not sure if that was Alexander, Keynes, or both getting hands on that, but either way, good positioning from the defensive side for those Huskies as English will grab a seat. Chiswell checks back in from the libero position. And a little mental mistake there as that goes out of bounds. Who was that? That was Eddie Keynes. 23 points. Keynes again. Hanna to McElwain. Back to Hanna, looking cross court. Chiswell's there. Here's Richard. Bursey lining up for a big one. Finn Vautour sends that into the ceiling. And that'll be set point for Hampton. Oh, no, not set one. My apologies. Set point. Added some new graphics here. There it is, and Donnie is going to send that out of bounds. So after a tight set, it is Hampton taking the first by a score of 25-22. Good close set there, but ultimately the home side falls short. They're going to need another one now, as we'll take a quick break and get back to you at the start of the second set. Lakers take the court again, and we've got Silas Whitehall checking in, number 16 for Logan Donahue, as coaches Barrio and Fraser Cole make the adjustments to send their boys back out. For the Huskies, Coach Brittany Allaby, looks like she's made some personnel changes as well. I see number 6, Henry Titus, as well as number 10. I believe number 10 is Patrick Brown. We had a number 3 Patrick Brown on our roster, but I don't see anyone in a number 3 jersey. So I'm going to assume that's Brown down there wearing number 10, as well as number 4, Evan D., who is just checking off to let the libero Cole Chiswell hop on. It will be the Huskies serving first. They won the first set. If you're just tuning in, there was a technical delay at the beginning of the game. So we have only played one set so far. It was a good close one with the Lakers making a late comeback. And Riley, I thought he almost did get a foot on that, but that did touch the floor. So referee Alberio making the call, and it is the Huskies who again have struck first. Here's a service again from Bursey. Vautour in the back row. McElwain with the set. There's Hannah putting it high up and over the defenders. Nice work by Griffin Hannah, showing you got to respect his hits. And now that he's proven that he can kind of play around with some trickery and get the defenders to commit early to the block. Didn't help him on that point, though, as Huskies still up 2-0. Hannah with the direct response. Here's Bursey getting under it. Third hit by Alexander, sent over. Finn Vautour with the nice pass. Jake Riley putting that up and over, and must have been an infraction there. Not sure if Riley might have gone under the net on that one. I didn't recognize the hand signal. It looked good to me, but unfortunately, Lakers do surrender the point. And here's Bursey. Gets that over. McElwain from the setter's position sends it, but the Huskies are ready. Luke Riley in the back row trying to swat that away, but again, Huskies out to a quick lead. Lakers don't want to dig themselves too much of a hole, but they were able to almost get out of the last one. Let's see if they can seal the deal this time. Chiswell to Richard. And that's hit over by Titus. Nice placement by number 6 in the black and white, and we're going to get a timeout called here. It's Coach Adam Barrio and Logan Fraser-Cole. It's going to settle the boys down, kind of bring them in and go over the positioning there. We'll take a moment to shout out the minor officials as well. Big thanks to Cadence McMillan working the in-house scoreboard, as well as Violet McDonald on what is no longer a score sheet. It's now an iPad, which I'm sure is convenient, also responsible for our delay at the beginning of the game, but thanks to her either way for working that. Abigail McDonald is also lending a hand down there at the Don Fletcher table for minor officiating. Big thanks up here as well to Winter Daniels, who's jumped in on camera for the first time, although you can't tell. And she's doing well with the zoom. We got a good look at the servers there. And we're going to get the boys back. It's been all Nick Bursey. 5 serves, 5 Hampton points, rather. As he gets ready to go again, we'll see what Barrio and Fraser-Cole were able to do in terms of repositioning their boys. Here's Finn Vautour. Ryan McElwain. Griffin Hannah's going to send that over, and Lakers score first out of the timeout. You love that. Always nice to get a bit of momentum, and now Griffin Hannah will get a chance to serve. Certainly one of the stronger Lakers servers, so could be a chance for the Lakers to get back into this. It's Hannah. Fielded by Brown. Richard to Alexander, who sends it over. Silas Whitehall gets hands on that, and Luke Riley will send it over on the second hit. Riley, nice second attempt there, and then he hits it again. Really nice work by Luke Riley at the front of the net. More or less uncontested as he gets another point for the green and gold. 5-2 is your score now. As here's Griffin Hannah. Hannah sends it up. Bursey over to Richard. Alexander looking cross court, but Finn Vautour is there. McElwain to Jake Riley, who sends it. Chiswell saving that. Third hit from Brown, but that will go out of bounds. Logan Fraser-Cole may have been able to play that, but he is sitting on the bench as a coach, so that's no good for the Huskies. Here's Hannah now. Sends it up, but that will go out of bounds. Good call by those Huskies. Not sure who that was. Nick Bursey was close. He might have made that call. And here's Riker Richard now. Has a good jump serve. He gets that again. Vautour sending it over. Nice hustle by Griffin Hannah. Ryan McElwain sends it over. Great scramble by the Lakers as they reset. Alexander looks cross court and tries to catch Vautour. And he does, not able to extend the foot there. As Lakers kind of go over their positioning. Here's Richard. Nice service as Vautour gets that to McElwain. Jake Riley sends it over. Richard punching to help it, and Finn Vautour goes high but misses the trusses. He's done that a couple times. I guess you call that the home court advantage, but it doesn't help the Lakers here, as ultimately it falls on their side. 3-8 is your score as Richard goes back for another serve. Vautour again. Comes to Luke Riley, but that's a whistle, I believe. Might be a double touch. Yep, you got to hit both hands at the same time. Otherwise, that will get called. You get that telltale spin of the ball. Good work by Al Barrio from the referee's chair to catch that one. Richard catches Silas Whitehall as that goes out of bounds. And here's Richard again. Richard again. Nice, powerful serve. Vautour gets that. And Luke Riley again with the set over to brother Jake, who sends it. Here's Vautour from the back corner. McElwain with the set. Luke Riley jumping up, looking cross court. Chiswell gets hands under it, but can't direct it to a teammate, so Lakers finally get the point. They trail by 5 now as Ryan McElwain steps back to serve. Here's McElwain with a jump serve. Chiswell hits it high into the rafters. Lakers have had really good luck with the ceiling, or maybe it's Hampton with bad luck. They seem to hit it every time it goes up. Lakers seem to get away with it for the most part. That serve was strong, but it does catch the net, so Hampton will take the point. It will be Michael Alexander back to serve, wearing number 8 in the black and white jersey. Hannah fielding that over to Vautour, sends it over. Jake Riley in the second level, nice recovery to keep it alive. Looking cross court is Titus, as McElwain got a hand on that, but sent it low. Kind of checking in with Hannah there. I think Hannah might have been able to play that ball, so they're just kind of going over the plan for next time. Sorry, I missed a point there. 12-5. Lift call, not sure which Laker was the guilty party, but Huskies will take the point. And they're starting to pull away again. Here's Alexander. Silas Whitehall will send that directly. And Whitehall again, playing back and forth with Bursey for a while, but nice work by McElwain laying out. And Huskies can't quite corral it, so a few big hits back and forth. Lakers get it. As nice work by Whitehall, keeping that alive on the sideline, getting a few tips from Barrio there. Bursey to Richard. Over to Brown, but that's blocked by Luke Riley, kept alive nicely by the Huskies, who pinballed it around. Chiswell to Richard now. Third hit. Brown has to send it. And that's misfired by the Lakers, so this time it's the Huskies who benefit after a bit of a scramble. Nice work by this squad out of Hampton. Here's Henry Titus up for a serve. Griffin Hanna has that. Luke Riley over to McElwain, who will send it. Bursey to Richard. Bursey again, looking back row. McElwain to Vautour. Vautour sends it over, and Lakers might have gotten lucky there. They may have been going out of bounds. Huskies elected to try to play it and directed it to the back row. So Lakers get the point and the service. Here's Luke Riley now. 7-14 as Hampton calls that out of bounds correctly. And here is Patrick Brown now. Serve low, so teams trade misfires and points. 15-8 is your score as we kind of pass the halfway mark of this second set. Hampton won the first one 25-22, so Lakers looking for a victory to stay into it. Hampton looking for the victory to put a stranglehold on. Nice work by McElwain, punching that over, finding a hole in the defenses there. Maintains the serve for Finn Vautour. Vautour has had a few successful service runs, but there's that commentator's curse as he puts that wide right. It's Hampton now, 7-point lead on the hand of Evan D. D sends it to Jake Riley. McElwain will send that over, but D with the direct response. Jake Riley playing that on the sideline. Here's Griffin Hanna with a big hit. And the Huskies can't get their claws into that. Nice hit by Hanna. Just what you need in terms of momentum. And now it's Silas Whitehall back to serve. Here's Whitehall. Ball up and over. Nice service. Bursey has that. Richard back to Bursey. Looking cross court and gets the point. That'll break up Silas Whitehall's serve. Too bad is looking forward to seeing him. If you tuned into the girls' game, he was working the camera and put on the headset for a bit of time there. Whitehall pulling double duty both up here in the booth and down there on the court. So we support him as a member of the stream team as well as all the JV boys. Here's Richard. Back over to Titus, but Whitehall keeps it alive, although he sends it out of bounds. So Hampton will take the point. And it's back to Bursey. Had a 5-point run at the beginning of the game, prompting the timeout call by Barrio. Since then, it's been more or less back and forth. Although that 5-point lead early on may prove to be a little too much to overcome. Let's see if Griffin Hanna can eat into it. 1 point at a time. Good service. Chiswell, the libero, gets that. Richard over to Alexander. Vautour with his feet. Nice work by Finn Vautour. He's kind of deceptive there. Of course, the Lakers faithful know that's a great soccer player, very confident with his feet, but looks like he's a little too far out of position, so players will look to hit towards him. Huskies take the point ultimately, though, and here's Riker Richard. Had a nice service run of his own. As Vautour gets that to McElwain, and Luke Riley will send it over. Richard one-handed. Titus and Brown almost able to save that, but third hit will not go. So Lakers happy to avoid too many serves from number 7 in black and gold. Here's McElwain over to Brown, Richard, and Titus with the hit. Jake Riley has that. Vautour back to Jake Riley. Bursey sends it towards the sidelines. Back row, they're not going to get there. Lakers will get the point now. As McElwain looks to build some momentum here. 13-19 is your score. As McElwain, nice serve. Chiswell fielding that. Titus sends it just over, but an infraction there. Oh, no, must have crossed out of bounds as Lakers will take the point. Here's McElwain again. Up and over, but out. Nope, spoke too soon. Up, but not over. That catches the top of the net and will fall short. Here's Alexander. 20-14 is your score. McElwain to Vautour. Luke Riley jumping up, looking second level, but Riker Richard's response goes well out of bounds. Not sure who called out of bounds, but that was a good call. Lakers looked ready to go for that one, but pulled up when they heard the communication. Communication is key on that volleyball court. You got 6 guys, not sure who's going to hit it, where, when, so always want to be talking to your teammates. Luke Riley sending it over. Recovers nicely. Silas Whitehall with one hand, and McElwain sends it over. Nice scramble by the Lakers. Here's Riley again at the front of the net. Good recovery by Titus. McElwain to Vautour. Over to Riley sending it, but Riker keeps it alive. And we got a whistle now as an infraction, double hit. Not sure exactly when that happened or with whom, but they were wearing a black jersey. Lakers take the point. Here's Jake Riley again. Bursey to Riker Richard. Brown looking back court. Just a little too much mustard on that one. It will fall out of bounds. And Lakers trailing by 8. Cut that lead to just 3. Richard, nice recovery there as Riley with the big hit. That's Luke Riley. And now we'll get a timeout by Hampton as that big lead is evaporated. Coach Brittany Allaby is going to calm the troops down. Judicious call of the timeout. As she pauses, we'll thank our sponsors. Big thanks to Scott Pierce at Remax, East Coast Elite Realty, and the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs. Our sponsors help us to improve the viewing experience and make sure we can get more students involved in the stream. We're always looking to grow the stream team, get more folks involved, so big thanks to our sponsors who help make that possible. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor or just sending a donation, we always love any support. If possible. My contact information is in the video description. Feel free to reach out and we'll figure something out. thanks as well to our minor officials for this evening, Cadence McMillan, Violet McDonald, and Abigail McDonald's there as well. Not sure if she's supervising or if there's also a job. Typically, it's only 2 roles for volleyball. There's a scoreboard and what used to be a score sheet but is now an iPad. It always helps to have a third body there, though, if someone has to run out, so kind of able to keep an extra pair of eyes on things. So big thanks to all 3 of those girls. And here's Jake Riley. Let's see if Allaby's squad has made some adjustments. Titus sending it over. McElwain to Vautour. Luke Riley with a big hit, but nice work by Chiswell from the libero position. That's what they keep him there for. Double hit, though, so it is the Lakers who record the first point out of the timeout. And now Jake Riley, a chance to tie things up. One of those 5 grade 9 players on this squad, 4 of them on the court currently. So Richard sends it over. Here's McElwain to Vautour, and big hit by Luke Riley. Silas Whitehall keeps it alive, and Riley looking backcourt. Chiswell's there, though. Good rally. Here's a big hit by Evan D., but that will go out of bounds, so we're all tied up yet again. The Lakers have spotted the Husky a lead and clawed right back into this thing. Let's see if they can get a better finish for a fan of the green and gold. Here's Jake Riley again. D to Richard. Brown looking for a soft hit, but Vautour, the nice recovery. Ryan McElwain sends it back row. Ryko Richard over to Evan D., but this time he catches the net, so Lakers, they will take the lead. Jake Riley, a great service run here. And he'll send it up and over. Good call by the Huskies. Hard to tell, but as that ball came down, it definitely was on the outside of the red line. Hard to call those in the air, though. Good work by Chiswell and the rest of the Huskies. Here's Finn Vautour sending it over on the second hit. Huskies go high, but Jake Riley's there. Vautour to Luke Riley. Puts it up over the defender. Nice work by Ryker Richard. Bursey, again, opting for the soft high hits up over. But now Bursey with the big one. He puts that right inside the red line. Gets the Husky lead back, 22-21 here in the late stages of this second set. Ball on the hand of Henry Titus. Titus jump serve, and that will fall inbounds. There's an ace. As that takes him to 23. Huskies knocking on the door now. Another serve. Hannah to Vautour. And Luke Riley will send it over, 22-23. And now it's older brother Luke back to serve. Here's Luke Riley, lone grade 10 player on the court. One of only 2 on the team, but that service will fall short. So it is set point again for Hampton. Patrick Brown, or who we believe is Patrick Brown, wearing number 10. As that ball misfires off the hands of the Lakers yet again, it is the Huskies winning by the exact same score, 25-22. Really tough break for the Lakers. They got to stop spotting these Husky teams the big lead in the early going. Even if they come back and make it close, you really don't want to lose too many sets. So Hampton with 2 set victories. Lakers still very much in this thing. We'll take a break and come back at the beginning of the third set. And we're back. Thanks for joining us here in the David McMullen Gymnasium. If you're just tuning in, as you can see on the scoreboard, Lakers down 2-0, but the real story has been Lakers spotting their opponents' big leads early in the set, clawing back to tie it up when about 20 to 20, 21 to 21, but then unfortunately losing right at the end. They've dropped both sets by scores of 22 to 25. Coach Brittany Allaby's squad doing well to hold it together when it counts. But here come the Lakers. They need a win here to keep their hopes of a victory alive. This is an exhibition matchup as Isaiah Lopena, nice service. And for the first time this evening and the first time this season at home, it's the Lakers scoring first. Nice work by Lopena. Wearing number 11. A grade 10 student. Thank you, Winter, for letting me know. As Chiswell gets that over to Alexander. Riker will send it over. Hannah to McElwain. And Griffin Hannah with a big hit, but it's blocked well by Alexander and Keynes. Here's Jake Riley looking back row. Chiswell is there. A little one-on-one. Luke Riley from the back corner. McElwain twisting that over, but I think that's a double hit. Yeah, indeed, you do see the two fingers from referee Alberio, which indicates the double hit. Hard to get that in motion as kind of twisted and spun it. Here's Riker Richard, the big jump serve. Isaiah Lopena keeping that alive, but catches the front of the net, so Hampton will get the point there. Out there for the Lakers, it is Lopena, Hannah, Vautour, McElwain, and both Rileys, Jake and Luke. Whistle now is another double hit. Not sure who the guilty party was, but they were wearing green and gold. As Huskies take a 3-1 lead now. Here's Richard. He's had quite a few nice service runs. Sending it over. Vautour to McElwain. Hannah from kind of the middle of the back row sends it over. Alexander, a bit of a misfire. I think he knows what went wrong there. Lakers will take the point, though. Happy to do so. And not spotting their opponents a 5-0 lead to start the set this time. Maybe this is a good portent of things to come. Here's Hannah from the back row. Service is low. And Chiswell checks out. Up front, it will be Ben English, number 14, checking in. So I believe this is... Oh, no, this is not exactly the set that Allaby... or the lineup that Allaby went with at the very beginning. Nice work by Luke Riley there, finding a soft spot in the Huskies' defenses. Yeah, Nick Bursey has taken a break, and I believe Titus is the one who has replaced him. Other than that, basically the same lineup for the Huskies as the first set. And frozen up there, not sure what happened. Keynes kind of stutter-stepped for it, so Lakers will take it. They're all tied up now. Lakers also more or less the same lineup as they begun with the exception of Isaiah Lopena checking in for Logan Donahue. Lakers only 8 players dressed tonight, 9 on the roster. And that's out of bounds, played out of bounds by the Huskies, so Lakers have the 1-point lead now here in the early going. Just clarifying there, as I think Adam Barrio wasn't quite sure what was up. I believe there's no relation between referee Alberio and Coach Adam Barrio of the Lakers, but you never know in these small New Brunswick towns. Lakers with another point. Here's Ryan McElwain looking to extend the lead. Nice jump serve. Titus fields it. Goes high but in play. And Nick Webb almost keeps that alive. Good scramble by the Lakers and nice hustle by Chiswell in the back corner. Making it a playable ball, but just couldn't get the angle right. Another nice service from McElwain. Richard with the misfire, and now it's the Lakers with an early lead. Not used to this, or at least not in this game. Not sure how they've done in their other games. They have had an away tournament, a couple away games. I think some of those were league matchups. This is, of course, an exhibition game. Lakers are a single-A team. The Hampton Huskies are a double-A team, so Lakers the underdogs in this for sure, but holding their own well. Here's McElwain. Nice service run. He's had 4 or 5 points. And that's out of bounds. as Ryan really gets things going, and now Coach Allaby is going to call the timeout. She knows her Huskies are capable of more in the early game. Not sure if some mental mistakes, fatigue, but Lakers spirits are high as you hear the applause out there. Big thanks to our minor officials as well. Cadence McMillan, Abby McDonald, and Violet McDonald. One thing that's important to note, the games cannot be played without those minor officials. And we have had times early this volleyball season, we've been scrambling a bit. So as much as we appreciate the help up here in the skybox, we also really appreciate all the help down there at the Don Fletcher minor officiating booth. Big thanks up here as well to Winter Daniels for hopping on camera. We really appreciate it and taken to it very well, as having a second person up here allows us to have the commentary, which of course we want to do as much as possible. And if you're interested in becoming a member, helping out with the streams, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We always love to bring more people on board. Referee Barrio whistles the teams back as Huskies and Lakers retake the court. Ryan McElwain on a nice service run. We'll see if they can continue that momentum coming out of the timeout, or if Allaby's squad has made the right adjustments. Here's McElwain. Big jump serve. Consistent, but Titus has that. Kane's playing it back, and that's put high but not over. So it is indeed the Lakers striking first. Heard a call of out there, and you know those serves are hard to tell. It might have been going out. Although, judging by his coaches, I know that Adam Barrio really a master of I think it's the top spin on the serve that helps the ball kind of fall deceptively. So if McElwain has picked up anything from his coach of at least 2 years, he might be able to do that himself. Here it is again, and this time it catches the net, so Huskies happy to get McElwain out of the rotation. It comes back to Eddie Keynes wearing number 9 in the black and white. Let's see if he can bite into this Lakers lead. Good service, McElwain fields. Here's Vautour sending it over from the setter's position. Riker Richard has that. Keynes and Titus will send it over. Here's the pass and the big hit from Luke Riley, but we got a whistle. Must have touched the net. Yep, I believe that is the call there, as Luke Riley must have gotten a little too close. And Keynes will maintain the service possession here. Griffin Hanna sent that a little too far. I think he knew what was up as soon as the ball left his hands. Valiant effort by Finn Vautour to get there in time, but that was well out of reach as Keynes hits the net on that service, so Lakers will get it back. Now here's Jake Riley, had a great service run to spark the Lakers comeback in the last set. Let's see if he can add to the lead now. Titus winding up for a big hit, but nice work by Isaiah Lopena, and Luke Riley there for the insurance. Good work by the 2 grade 10 players on this squad teaming up for another point. Puts the Lakers up by 7 in the early going. They have not led by this much all night. So let's see how they react to the big lead. Titus again with the light pushover. And nice work changing it up by number 6 as he gets his team the service back. Here's number 12, Nick Webb. Webb with the big service, but that'll go out of bounds. Good discipline by Jake Riley. Tosses it over to brother Luke, who will be serving next. Nice service from Riley. Luke Riley, Riley the elder. Or in the middle, I guess. Brooke Riley's still out there as well. Although she is not also on this JV boys squad. Nice work by McElwain from the back foot. Lakers keep it alive on a bit of a scramble. Griffin Hanna sends it. Third hit from Henry Titus looking back row, but Luke Riley's there. Vautour puts it up, and Hanna again with a hit. This time he finds a hole. And Lakers have doubled up the Huskies yet again. Here's Luke Riley. Whistled in. Webb trying to send it over, and Richard accidentally puts it under. So Lakers maintain it. Luke Riley, high service, but it's playable. Titus winding up, looking second row, but one of the Lakers must have touched the net on defense, so not necessary to play that out. Hampton takes this. Here's number 14, Ben English. Whistled in. It's got that pre-service ritual, but it will catch the top of the net. So Lakers 18-9, big lead for the home side. Let's see if they can maintain it. Here's Finn Vautour. Nice service over to Chiswell. Richard sends it over. Nice block by Alexander, but Hannah's there. And Isaiah Lopena, great work from the short side on the left. Sent it over. Hampton was not expecting that. Really nice recovery by number 11, wearing the green and gold. Here's Webb to Richard. And McElwain sends it over after pinballing around. Richard again. Alexander looking for the hit. Luke Riley's there. Griffin Hanna with the set. And McElwain one-handed sends it over. Chiswell to Richard. Titus with the windup, and there's a big hit. Number 6 in black and white, trying to spark his team. And that's a great way to do it with the big hit. Now he gets a service. Let's see how the Lakers respond here. Wind up for the jump serve. There's Jake Riley with a good response, but that is out of bounds. Smart call. Not sure who was making that call. Maybe Riker Richard. He was close by. But a good call nevertheless. Vautour gets a foot on it, but sends that way up and high. A little less room than a typical soccer field here in the David McMullen Gymnasium. As he hits the wall there, and that's a dead ball. Titus again. Luke Riley corrals it over to Griffin Hanna. Third hit by McElwain goes up high and over, but Chiswell catches the basketball net there. So Lakers hit the 20-point mark, and we're all the way around the service order. It's Isaiah Lopena again. Nice service, as going for the twist was Michael Alexander. McElwain tried that earlier, got called for the double hit, and this time it's Hampton committing the infraction. Here's a service, nice low service by Lopena, just sneaks over as Canes puts it up. Hanna looking for it, and tough call there as Richard got hands on it. Didn't know Titus had dove down behind him. So Lakers with a 10-point lead. They're knocking on the door. Could get their first set victory here in a big way. Here's Lopena. Over to Canes, Richard, and Alexander will send that to the back row. Vautour up to McElwain. Griffin Hanna looking back corner. Saved nicely by Titus. Richard. And that's sent over. Lakers still have it, though, up at the front of the net. It's a 50-50 ball. Good work by Michael Alexander, winning that battle and delaying the potential Lakers victory. 22-13. They need to start stringing some points together, do Hampton, but Riker Richard, one of the best guys to be serving if that's the case. He sets up Canes for a big hit, powers through the defense. McElwain was there, but couldn't do anything to stop that. Nice net front play by the Huskies. Here's Richard again. He's usually good for 4 or 5 from the service line. Let's see if he can get his team back into this thing 1 point at a time. Hanna, good direct response. Titus, back to Richard. Nice hit again by Alexander, powering through the defense. So Hampton slowly getting back. As here's Richard now. Nice service. Vautour catches him at a bad angle. So Huskies down by 10 earlier. They've cut the lead to 6 now and counting. And with that, Coach Adam Barrio will call the timeout. Good use of the timeout. Try to ice the server there. Coach Allaby's squad happy with their performance to try to come back. As we mentioned in the first 2 sets, it was kind of a role reversal. Hampton was the one that jumped out to the early lead in both sets 1 and 2. It was the Lakers who fought back to tie it up, and ultimately Hampton won both of those by scores of 25-22. This time the roles are reversed. It's the Lakers in command, trying not to give up the lead late in the game and maintain momentum here. Really tough to do with some of those strong servers. Riker Richard, number 7 for the Huskies. He's getting some props from his teammates, but they have other strong servers back there as well. We'll see what the Lakers do on defense to respond as coaches Adam Barrio and Logan Fraser-Cole get their boys ready. Some big energy from the Lakers as they come back out and get some support from the crowd as well, which of course you love to hear. This is the Lakers, or the JV boys Lakers, first home game of the season. They will have 5 in total, but nice to get things started here. Here's Richard, sending it up and over. Hannah with the nice response. McElwain back to Hannah, but that hit too high, and it goes out of bounds. So it is the Huskies who score first coming out of the timeout, although it was a good rally, so let's see what the Lakers can do this time. Richard again. Vautour to McElwain, looking back row, but Chiswell's there. Richard sends it over. Again, Vautour from the back. McElwain with the set. Hannah sends it over. This time he gets it, but nice recovery by Canes from the ground to keep it alive. Here's Jake Riley looking back row. Webb to Alexander. Vautour with his foot keeps it alive. Lakers could play it one-handed. LaPena from the back row can't quite send it. Really nice play by Vautour. 22-18 as Richard has gone on quite the run. Here he is again. Big service. Luke Riley keeps it alive. McElwain, Hannah with the hit, and Titus gets a hand on it. Chiswell, and finally, the run is over. Lakers get the point with a lot less breathing room. Still in the lead. I'd say in the driver's seat at 23 points, but Huskies sure put the fear of God in them. Here's Griffin Hannah now. They need 2 to secure the first set victory of the night for the home side, and that's a great way to start. 1 point away now on the hands of Griffin Hannah, grade 9 player. And let's see if he can seal the deal. Nice service. Comes in low to Chiswell. Froze the defenders a bit, but they recovered well. Good work by the Huskies there. McElwain to Luke Riley going for the soft hit. Canes got it the first time, but Luke Riley with that game-winning kill, and Lakers win the set. And the bench, the crowd, they like that. Nice work by the Lakers to keep this competitive. We will go to a fourth, I expect. Yep, as referee Barrio tries to keep them moving, as we are already an hour 15 into game time, as we did have a late start. So coaches both quickly submitting their lineups here. I don't expect we'll have much time between sets. We'll take a bit of that time, though, to thank our sponsors. Big thanks to Scott Pierce at Remaxed East Coast Elite Realty and the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs. Our sponsors help us to improve the viewing experience and get more students involved in the streams. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor, please don't hesitate to reach out. My name and contact information is in the stream description. We'll see who the coaches send out for the Lakers. They do have a short bench, and fatigue may be the deciding factor in these two teams who so far have been fairly evenly matched. Lakers only 8 players dressed. The Huskies have 10, and they have a libero, which means that not all 6 of those starters need to stay on the court, as that libero can come spell them off for a bit. They get a bit more breathing room, so we'll see who Coach Allaby sends out for the visitors. For the Lakers, they still need the win here. They're still backs against the wall. I expect we'll see that core 5 again with Jake Riley, Finn Vautour, Ryan McElwain, Griffin Hannah, and Luke Riley. Although we'll see what the coaches decide. All right, and it is going back to the starting lineup from the first set. Isaiah Lopena is out. Logan Donahue is in. So kind of the young guns on the Huskies side, it looks like they've gone with kind of a mixed lineup between their first starters and a couple of the guys who rotated in the second time. We've got Richard, Alexander, Bursey, Titus, who we believe is Patrick Brown wearing number 10. That's the only name that's unaccounted for on our roster. Apologies if we get any of those wrong, as well as the pronunciation. Canes will be in as well, but for now it is the libero Chiswell in the gray jersey. Here's the first service from the Huskies. Brown to Richard. Hannah at the front of the net, and that comes cleanly just between the elbows of Bursey, who kind of froze the ball. So it is the Lakers with the first point. Coach Allaby giving her team some pointers there to avoid that. But here's Griffin Hannah looking to pile on. Nice response at the front of the net by Luke Riley, but Chiswell saves it. And Alexander will keep it alive. Good recovery from the Huskies. Here's McElwain to Jake Riley looking for the volley. Titus to Alexander. A bit of a misfire, but Richard at the front of the net. He got hands on it on the third hit, so unfortunately that will not score. If you're a fan, of course, of the black and white. Lakers pretty happy with that outcome. There's an ace. Nice placement by Griffin Hannah. Kind of froze up Chiswell. Not sure if there was some deceptive spin on it or just a bit of fatigue, but either way, good service from the grade 9 player wearing number 10. Another good one. Chiswell has it clean this time. Over to Richard. Alexander looking for the hit. And Jake Riley gets a hand on it. It's not enough as the Huskies get their first points of this fourth set. 3-1 is your score. And here's Richard now. Nice service as Donahue tries to field it. That comes in at a real tough angle. He sends that out of bounds. So Richard, who every set has just had great runs of service here. Really strong service, especially at the JV level. He'll be a strong senior player for those Hampton Huskies when the time comes. Brown to Bursey, who sends it. Ryan McElwain with the good response. Bursey with the big hit, and Lakers tough break there. That may have actually been going out based on the angle he hit it, but Lakers accidentally skimmed that as it was going by, so it will be the Huskies with the point. 3-3 is your score. Here's Richard now. 3 points off his hand, looking for some more, and right at the front of the net. He's done that a few times this evening. Michael Alexander. Can't leave him alone up there as he directly responds, sending it back down. Here's Richard. Vautour up high, but it's still live. Donahue over to McElwain, who puts it up as the Lakers recover. Richard to Alexander, and finds a hole in the defenses there behind Luke Riley in front of Finn Vautour. So after the 3-1 lead for the Lakers, it's the Huskies who are starting to put their foot down. Another nice service by Richard, and again, Lakers can't quite corral that. And here's Richard. Ball up, but that will catch the net. So that runs over. Lakers get the ball back, and here's Ryan McElwain. Capable of a run himself. Nice service as Chiswell can't quite corral that. Again, I heard the out call. Not sure if that's Allaby calling that or want someone from the stands. Don't think it's one of the Hampton players. Definitely don't think it's one of the Laker players. This one definitely coming in, but falls too far in front of Chiswell for him to get a good play on it. So Lakers have tied it up now. 6-all here in the early going of the fourth set. Lakers down 2-1. They need this set to stay alive. Hampton need it to secure the victory. Richard sending it over on the third hit. Griffin Hannah is there. Vautour putting it up. Nice hit by Luke Riley, but that will go out of bounds. So Huskies get the point. Evan Canes checks back in. He'll come to the front side of the rotation. Michael Alexander in the back. with the service. There's Hannah to Vautour. Donahue on the third hit. Sends it over and catches the Huskies unaware. Bit of communication breakdown as Alexander will check out for Cole Chiswell. Getting his reps in the back row there is Chiswell. Here's Riley. Up to Titus. Richard to Brown, who sends it over on the third hit. McElwain gets that clean. Here's Luke Riley, another big hit, looking to put it inbounds, but Titus is there. Bursey, a big one. Ricochets off the hands of the defender and out of bounds on the Lakers' side. So Hampton a 1-point lead. Now here's Nick Bursey. Likes to line up on the left side of the court. Though he is right-handed. Or he's hitting the ball with his right at the very... I assume that makes him right-handed. Try to pay attention now. Let's see how Luke Riley hits this. Yeah, Luke's going to hit with his right, too, and he lines up on the right side of the court. Just personal preference, maybe. Here's Brown over to Titus on the third hit. Donahue with the direct response, but Richard is there. Brown with the set. Titus went to go cross court, but mistimed, so Lakers got the point. It's been a tight one back and forth so far in this fourth set, as really most of the game has been back and forth. Teams pulling ahead, but always seem to allow space for a bit of a comeback, so nice work, just keeping it real close here. Nice hit. Griffin Hannah sending it into the hands of the defenders as that kind of boomerangs around the webbing of the net into the defender again. Here's Luke Riley, good service. Richard up to Titus, who sends it over, but Ryan McElwain's there, one-handed, keep it alive, and it's Bursey who hustles to get in position. Hannah with the big hit, but again, Bursey keeping it alive. Chiswell and Titus with the third hit. Luke Riley extending, but can't quite make it in time, so it is the Huskies who get the point. Here's Patrick Brown. Sends that one over. Hannah. And that's no good. Hampton has tied things up. 10-10. Nice service is Griffin again. Corrals that. Winding up for another big hit. Bursey keeps it alive in the second level. Canes to Richard, who volleys it over. Here's another big hit, and this time it pays. Griffin Hannah has had a lot of those this set, really energizing his crew. Whistled in now for Finn Vautour. Vautour with a nice service. Bursey kind of puts that behind him accidentally, so Lakers will take the point. Still very tight here, 12-10. Neither team really able to pull too far away before letting the other come back here in this fourth set. Vautour will send that out of bounds, so Hampton again within one, as it is number 9, Eddie Canes back to serve. Canes sending it up. Vautour has that. McElwain will look to send it. Must have touched the net there as the defenders went up a little too close. Lakers lucky to escape with that one because there was no one there for either defend the hit or recover and catch the point. Here's Logan Donahue. Big high serve, but that will fall out of bounds. So Hampton gets the point as we kind of crest the halfway point of this fourth set. Here's Titus. Big service. Luke Riley has that. Good hustle by Finn Vautour. Third hit by McElwain goes over as Lakers reset. Here's Richard. Hit from Alexander. Vautour to Riley. Third hit has to go over. Nice work by Donahue from the back row. Here's Richard. Bursey sending it. Vautour keeps it alive with his feet. McElwain now. Nice work by Hannah with the twist, but again, guilty of the double hit. Just really tough to pull that one off cleanly. And there was some good scrambling there from both teams. As Lakers get in position now, here's Henry Titus, wearing number 6 in the black and white. McElwain keeps that alive from Alexander. Can't quite send it over, though, so it is the Huskies with a 1-point lead now. Both teams really back and forth. Here's Titus again. Vautour puts it up. Hannah volleying back row. Back to Richard. Hit from Alexander and worked out in his favor. I think that was an unintentional misfire, but didn't have nearly as much power as the defender was expecting. Kind of fell a little flat and unable to recover. Titus, big serve. Vautour fields it. Jake Riley sending over. Here's Richard, and Alexander will send that over. Griffin Hanna giving him props from the other side of the net. You got to show respect for a good play like that. 16-13 now as the Huskies trying to pull away. Another nice service. Donahue directly responds. And Richard trying to get some feet under that. I think we call that pulling a Vautour. Couldn't quite get that the way he wanted to. Here's Griffin Hanna now. Nice service. Alexander puts it up. Titus is there. Alexander again with the volley. Griffin Hanna to Ryan McElwain. Jake Riley setting up. Both Rileys up in hitting position. That's sent over, and Finn Vautour almost had that. Takes a tough fall, but gets up no worse for the wear and gets his teammate back into this. Lots of positive energy from that Lakers side. Still just a 3-point game. Richard, strong server for the Huskies. This could be a dangerous sequence, make or break for this fourth set. Riker Richard wearing number 7. He has played every minute of the game so far tonight. One of the primary setters for the Huskies, as well as one of their strong servers. There's McElwain sending it over. Chiswell to Richard. Bursey sends it over. Nice dive by Griffin Hanna, keeping it alive, and the Riley brothers finish the job. Here's Alexander from the back row. McElwain, great athleticism by both teams as it's Bursey diving around. Players just going all over the place, but it's still alive. Here's Brown over to Bursey, big hit, and finally gets that. The boys in black and white love that. That was a great sequence by both sides. We had Griffin Hanna doing flips, Bursey laying out and hustling back. Great sequence, and that's a big momentum swing for the Huskies. Here's Richard now. Vautour with the direct response. Lakers want this one back. Richard over to Bursey again, and they're going to get it. That hit a little too much mustard. And here's Ryan McElwain now. He's going to try to get these points back. They trail by 4. Good start to the service. That goes up, but still alive. Brown on the third hit. Volley's over, but Griffin Hanna's there. Vautour, nice work from the setter position. Not always expecting that as he sends it over on the second hit. Catches the Huskies unaware as I think we're going to get a quick mop here. McElwain noticed possibly a bit of sweat, I think, when one of the players hit the floor. So we'll get the sweep here. Coach Barrio making sure it's a safe playing surface. Good call by Ryan McElwain as well. Of course, those basketball players used to checking for moisture. Don't want to lose your footing on a jump serve, especially at this crucial stage of the game. McElwain looked like he was trying to send that all the way to Hampton, as that will fall out of bounds. 20-16 now. Michael Alexander, wearing number 8, will get a chance to pull away for the Huskies. Donahue sends it up, and that will go too high. That'll catch the top of the roof. 21-16 now as Lakers really in do-or-die territory. Alexander again. Griffin Hanna has that. Vautour over to Luke Riley, sends it gently over, and sometimes that soft touch will do it. The deception there makes it hard to react to. So Lakers have the serve again. Here's Jake Riley. Strong server. He went on a bit of a run, I believe, in the second set. Let's see if he can recapture that magic. There's Griffin Hanna. Over to Luke Riley, sends it over on the second hit. Canes catches the top of the net, so Lakers pull to within 3. Sorry, I haven't been keeping the service up to date for you, but there it is, Lakers serve. There's Jake Riley again. Canes plays it cleanly to Richard. Patrick Brown for the hit, but Jake Riley is there. Here's Vautour. Luke Riley, again, the gentle touch. Riker Richard has it. Brown to Bursey, who hits it just a little too late. Sends that into the net rather than over it. So 19-21 is your score. Lakers trying to pull back, even with the Huskies. Titus to Richard. Brown sending it over. Luke Riley gets hands on it, comes to Vautour, who sends it directly. Here's Canes winding up for a big hit, but that's out of bounds into the corner. So Lakers pulled within one. You love to see it. They were down 5 earlier. And all these points crucial. Oh, sorry, I gave the Huskies an extra set. They have only got 2 sets. They would love to get a third, but that's not a sure thing yet. Here's Vautour. Just rides the net, but gets over. Huskies are ready, though. Titus, nice work. As Luke Riley sealing the deal, punches that over, coming up clutch. He was responsible for the game-winning kill in the last set, or set-winning kill, rather. And with this big Lakers comeback, we're all tied up. Coach Brittany Allaby's going to call a timeout, as lots of energy for the Lakers. One of the advantages of this tight-knit squad, who most of them have played together through a couple years of middle school with these same coaches. You build that rapport, lots of positivity, and these boys just love to play volleyball together, which you like to see. Big thanks to everyone working behind the scenes as well this evening, making the stream possible. Thanks to Winter Daniels up here in the skybox, taking the reins behind the camera, pointing you in the right direction, making sure you can see all the action. It's a huge job, and we thank her for it. If you're interested in helping out with the streams, we'd love to get more people involved. Please don't hesitate to come find me, and we'll see if we can get you up here on a headset, behind a camera, working a scoreboard, whatever you'd like to do, we'll find a spot for you. Big thanks as well to referee Al Barrio. No relation, I believe, to Adam Barrio, although you never know. I'll say 90% sure there's no relation. I feel like one of them would have mentioned it. We should thank as well our minor officials, both our official Al Barrio and our minor officials, Cadence McMillan and Violet McDonald, pulling double duty tonight as they also worked the JV girls game that happened earlier. All right, here's Jake Riley looking to pull ahead in the lead in these crucial late stages of the 4th set. Riley, direct response. Richard keeps it alive. Brown over to Bursey. Vautour sending it over, but it is out of bounds. Really good call. I think that was Richard making that call from the other side of the court, but he called it clearly and he called it correctly. Good work by the Huskies. Here's Bursey now. Jake Riley plays that to the front. Finn Vautour sending it back row. And here's the hit now. Ryan McElwain keeping it alive. Vautour looking for the middle of the court. Canes has it, and Titus's hit into the net. So once again, we're all tied up, 22-22. Luke Riley has the ball here. And he has a good service. That comes to Brown. Richard sends it over, and Kane looks to put it up over the defender. Griffin Hanna laying out for it one-handed. He got hands under it, sent it to the other side of the court, but it was on the wrong side of the red line. So Hampton will take the points. Griffin Hanna getting right back into it as Vautour plays it up and high, but not close enough to a teammate. This will put Hampton into set point. A reminder, though, you do have to win by 2, so if the Lakers can come back and tie it up, 25 may no longer be the magic number. For now, though, Hampton looking for 25. Here's McElwain, direct response. Chiswell to Richard. Canes looking to seal the deal, and he does. So that will make 3 set wins for the Hampton Huskies. Congratulations to the visitors. They have officially won. And we'll see what folks want to do. Referee Barrio seeing if they want to play. And Coach Alaby, yeah, says it exactly the way I'm thinking it. They came all this way. You might as well play one more to 15, even with the late start. So Good work by both squads. These are two fairly evenly matched squad. Hampton Huskies have won all three of their sets by the same score you see there on the scoreboard. 22 Lakers, 25 Huskies. Lakers did win the third, 25-18, but it was not enough as both teams get ready to put in their lineups for this fifth set. It will be to 15 points, as not sure if Violet McDonald is taken off or just standing up. Cadence McMillan maybe pulling double duty between the in-house scoreboard and the scoring iPad. Here's Coach Fraser Cole bringing the lineup over. It'll be interesting to see who the coaches put out. A lot of their players have played most of the game with only 8 players dressed tonight. Of course, your options are limited, so we'll see if some of the bench players draw into the rotation here for the 15-point set. For the Huskies, I think things have been fairly even, although there has been that core of Richard. I believe Alexander has been out there for all 4 sets as well. So, and Chiswell, of course, as the libero, has been rotating in. So we'll see who Coach Allaby sends out there for this set as well. And looks like Silas Whitehall double-checking a spot in the rotation, so I'm going to guess he's heading out there. Not sure who else, though. Kind of hard to say. I don't think it's like basketball where you can just look at the bench and say, okay, the guy's sitting down or the one's going back out, the guy's standing up, or just giving them a bit of time to relax. I think these boys just love standing. All right, here we go. Let's see who comes out there for the Lakers in this 15-point set to end the night. It will be Lopena, Donahue, McElwain, Vautour, Whitehall, and Jake Riley. So Luke Riley and Griffin Hanna finally getting a bit of a breather. We'll see if anyone gets rotated in as the set goes on. Teams are, of course, allowed to make in-game substitutions. It's just not quite as frequent. It's a little more kind of regimented as well. I think you can only go in for the same player. As referee Barrio just going over the rotation here, and yeah, we will get some new players, although Richard is still out there for the Huskies. He is joined by number 4, Evan D., number 12, Nick Webb, number 6, Henry Titus, number 10, Patrick Brown, number 15, Nick Bursey will be joining them soon, but for now, it is their libero, number 1, Cole Chiswell back there. As we reset here. And here's Webb sending it over. Whitehall, the direct response. But the Huskies respond well, and McElwain can't quite get there in time. Huskies strike first in this 15-point set. And now it's McMillan taking a break. Violet McDonald flying solo at the minor officiating booth. Big service from Richard. Lopena, nice direct response, but it does fall out of bounds. Tough break. Can be hard to corral those. He came from the other corner of the playing surface, if it gives you an idea of how powerful these services are. This one goes up into the rafters as Richard, really strong service, especially at the JV level. Here he is again. McElwain corrals it safely this time at the front of the net. Whitehall responding well. Here's Brown with the set, and Webb will send it over. Donahue in the back row gets it to Vautour. Jake Riley sending that into the corner, and the Lakers are on the board. Nice hit by number 1, Jake Riley. As he puts that up and over, now let's see if they can pull back into this thing. Nice hit there, Chiswell to Brown. Sends it over to Evan D., who elects to volley it over. McElwain has it to Vautour. Nice patience by McElwain at the front of the net. And Vautour, good hustle. Almost kept it alive. Donahue can't get there in time, though, so Hampton will take the point. 4-1 now, I believe, although could be wrong. 3-1 in the gym, but I think it's 4. Donahue to McElwain as Vautour responds, but we got a whistle, and it goes over to the Lakers. So that's 2 points for the Lakers, and the other point still hasn't gone on the board yet. So I'm going to say I may have made a mistake. 2-3 as McMillan comes back to the minor officiating booth. Big thanks to both her and Violet for pulling double duty. Bursey is checked back in. Seems to be a bit of question with the rotation. Richard's going to ask for a check now as Alabi helps to kind of rearrange the boys and get them all back. Referee Barrio has the lineup out just to double check as Finn Vautour tries to stay warm. And doesn't look like anyone's moving, so I think they're all good. So Riker Richard gets him back in line. Vautour, big service, but he sends that out of bounds. Not sure who's out there. Maybe Sister Alice. But that is definitely not in the playing surface. Here's number 12, Nick Webb. Nice service from Webb. Jake Riley has that. It's still alive, though, from the back row. Can't quite send it, as that's the third hit. So it was not going to make it over. And that'll be a Hampton point, 5-2 now. So, yeah, it must have been a little too generous, giving the visitors an extra point there. Webb to Riley, but that's a point for Hampton. This is only a 15-point set as well, so Lakers don't have that, don't have the freedom to spot the Huskies a big lead as they have in the past. If they want to come back, they're going to have to start soon. Here's Webb. That's played by Lopena, but out of bounds. Tough to play those strong serves. You got to get the angle right, and when it's coming at you, almost straight at you, it can be hard to do. Here's Nick Webb again. His boys up by 7. As Vautour gets that, Whitehall sends it to the front of the net, and Donahue, it comes to him. Good recovery attempt, but can't quite send it over. So Hampton will get the point. This is 8 points. I'm not sure if we're going to get a swap of area. And looks like we're going to get a substitution, and then we may have to switch sides. As yes, indeed, coaches Barrio and Fraser Cole are going to make sure all their players get to play in this final set. Hannah and Luke Riley are on. McElwain and Jake Riley are grabbing a breather. And yeah, it looks like we won't have to change sides here. As Hannah over to Vautour, who will send it. It will not cross the net, although it was close. It almost did, which is pretty good from the back row. Lakers digging themselves a bit of a hole, though, in this 15-point set. So here's Nick Webb again. Webb sends it up and over. That's a good call. Not sure if Hannah made that call. Vautour kind of just called it in the moment as he saw it, but either way, Lakers get the point. Now here's Silas Whitehall on the service. Lone grade 11 player on this team, but that's a good service. Over to Chiswell, can't send it where he wants it, so Whitehall chalks up a point and gets a chance at another. He could get the Lakers back into this thing. It's Whitehall up and over. And again, really nice service. I don't think it's technically an ace because streaking up from the back row, Nick Webb did make contact with it, but still, it's a point for the Lakers. And you got to love that if you're a fan of the green and gold. Here's Webb. Richard on the third hit. Griffin Hannah over to Donahue. Luke Riley looking for a big hit, mistimed that. And that'll be over to the Huskies. So Lakers bit into the lead a little bit, but Huskies still very much in the driver's seat. They only need 5 more to win this thing. Let's see if Patrick Brown can get them closer. Here's Whitehall to Hannah. Bursey at the front of the net responds, but Luke Riley's there to save it. Here's Bursey again going high over the defender. Hannah to Donahue. Donahue sends it over, but Richard is there. Lopena, direct response. Back to Richard. Bursey, big hit, but that's out of bounds. Bursey has a lot of power, but when he's hitting from the middle of the court, that's really tough to get the angle right so that it falls within the red lines. Couldn't quite do it that time, so here's Luke Riley on the service. To Chiswell. Titus. Bursey at the front of the net. He bumps that over to Hannah. Donahue puts it up. Griffin Hanna volleying to the back row. Patrick Brown keeps it alive. Bursey again. Whitehall, direct response. Check that. Richard over to Titus, but they can't send that over. There's a double hit there with the net involved. So 7-10 now. And now here's Luke Riley. Couple of Huskies in the zone. Bit of miscommunication in the back row. Lakers will take it as fatigue may be setting in now. And here's Luke Riley. Lakers were down by 7 earlier. They've cut the lead now to 2. But every point matters in this 15-point set. And nice work by Titus sneaking that over. Lakers backed off a little too early, but it did ultimately fall on their side. Here's Bursey now. Big service, and there's an ace. Bench loves that. Huskies bench, I should say. As he gets that in, and Bursey will get the ball back. As we said, we know a lot about this Lakers squad. A lot of them have played a few years together, clearly tight-knit, but I think you can say the same about these Huskies. You see a lot of support on the bench for each other, a lot of smiling and joking, so something positive you like to see from both squads. Just a lot of guys who like to play volleyball. They're in the right spot for it. 13-8 now. It's Bursey. That timing is a little off, so Lakers will get the ball back in very dangerous territory, though. Hampton only needs 2. Magic number is 15, although you do have to win by 2 points, so if Lakers can pull back into this thing, we may need to go into extra points, although that will have to start now. Set point for the Huskies. Ball on the hands of Henry Titus. Here he is. Sends it over. Lopena keeps it alive. Whitehall trying to keep it, but can't quite put it in, so that will be a set victory for the Huskies. They win 4-1 tonight. Big congratulations to them, and thanks to Hampton and their coach and players for coming in. And as the team shake hands, we'll thank everyone one last time. Big thanks to our official tonight, Al Barrio, as well as our minor officials, Cadence McMillan, Violet McDonald, and Abigail McDonald, who chipped in as well. Big thanks to Coach Brittany Allaby for getting her boys ready, as well as the Lakers coaches, Adam Barrio and Logan Fraser-Cole. Up here in the booth, we've had a huge hand. Big thanks to Winter Daniels, working the camera, and we really appreciate that, as well as the support from our sponsors, Scott Pierce and the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you catch us next week, as it will be these same JV boys, Wednesday, April 3rd at 6 p.m. They take on the Sussex Sonics. We'll see you then. Until then, have a great weekend, and thanks for tuning in. Awesome.